Hello students, I am Professor Umang Parmar. I welcome you to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to draw polygons by the universal method. Before going to the learning about the polygons, first we need to understand what is polygon. So polygon is nothing but the two-dimensional closed figure which is made of these straight lines. Again, I am repeating, this is two-dimensional closed figure. Here we are looking for the 2D figure. This is two dimension. For example, if we are talking about the three lines together, then the 2D diagram will look like this. In case of the four lines, it will look like this. For five lines, it is looking like this. For the sixth line, this is the 2D figure. For 7 line, this is going to be the 2D figure, and for the 8 lines we are having this figure. So there are certain names of this figure. We are starting with the first 3 lines. So we are having the triangles. It can be equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, or a scalene triangle. When we are looking for the 4 lines, we can have certain options like square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezoidal shape, and a kite shape. For the 5 lines, if all the lines having the equal dimension, then we will call it a pentagon. For 6 side having equal dimension, hexagon. Same way for 7 it is heptagon, and for 8 it is octagon. Here we are starting with the one example where we are going to draw a 50 mm polygons by universal method. Using the same method, you can have triangle, square, pentagon, heptagon, hexagon, octagon, every figure. So let's start the method. Our first step in this method is draw a horizontal line of the given dimension. Here the dimension is given as a 50 mm. So we will draw the 50 mm horizontal line. So this is our 50 mm horizontal line and we are naming it AB. Now the second step is draw the vertical line at the point A with the same dimension, such as your A to C line will be the perpendicular of the AB. So here we are having the horizontal AB and vertical line at point A, such as your AB and AC are perpendicular to each other. 90 angle between AB and AC line. Now our third step, we can join point C and point B with the straight line as well as by the arc having the center A. So here we can go for point C to point B via straight line, from C to B with a straight line and a curve, that is from C to B we can have the arc having the center A. So you can put your rounder at point A, extend it up to C, whatever the AC dimension which is equal to AB dimension. So once you put your rounder here on a point A, you can extend it point C, and when you are making the arc, it will reaches to the point B and you will have this figure. Our next step is to make the vertical bisector of line AB. Vertical bisector means a vertical line which divides the line AB into two equal parts. So we will have this line. This is the vertical bisector which dividing my line AB into two equal part. Right now it is of 50 mm, so 25 mm here and 25 mm here. Now our next task is the naming of the point. When we are having the interaction between the straight line, the straight line, that is C to B, and the vertical bisector, this is the interaction point, and we are naming it point number 4. Why point number 4? You will understand within few minutes. The same way, when we are having the intersection of the arc and the vertical bisector, this point, we will name it 6. So once you have this figure, now we are zooming it, that is 6 to 4, and I'm explaining what we are going to do for the next step. So we are having this 6 to 4 line, which is having certain dimension, and we are dividing that into two equal parts. So see, this is our x dimension. Now what we are doing, we are dividing this x dimension into two parts, x by 2 and x by 2. That means we are making a horizontal bisector. Just we are finding out the middle point of the 6 and 4. So which is 6 and 4, the middle point, the name will be 5. So 4 to 5, the distance will be x by 2. 5 to 6, the distance will be x by 2. Whatever the distance of 6 to 4, just we are finding out the middle point. Same way, on the same vertical line, in future we will have the downside point, which is also having the same dimension, and we will name it point number 3. So 5 to 6, the distance will be x by 2. 4 to 5, the distance will be x by 2. 3 to 4, the distance will be again same, x by 2. Same way, we can have one more point, that is above 6 on the same line, and that is also having the distance x by 2 from 6 to 7. So these points will be here on the actual figure in future whenever it required. So right now, just remember that whatever the 4 to 6 distance, if we are dividing them, we are finding out the middle point here, then it will be the point number 5. If you want point number 3, then below the 4, the same distance of 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, here will be point number 3. If you want point number 7, then above 6 with the same distance of 5 to 4 or 5 to 6. Now we are starting with our first polygon, and that is square. So if you want to make a square of 50 mm side using this method, then you need to follow the below steps. Our first step says that keep 4 as a center, take the radius 4 to A for making a circle. So this is your point number 4, and 4 to A, that is going to be your radius. So this is my radius, point number 4 to point number A, and I will draw one circle. So now you understand that why I have made the number 4 here, because square having the 4 sides, and that's the reason we have identified this point as a point number 4. Easy to remember that if you want square which having the 4 side, then 4 will be the center, 4 to A will be the radius, and we will have this circle. In our second step, the AB line is one side of your square. That means whenever you are going for any polygon, whether it is triangular, square, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, point number A to point number B is going to be your one side. So always highlight that side A to B. Now in third step, now we will take B as a center, and we will make an arc of distance AB. So from B as a center. So this is going to be your center, and we will make one arc. So this arc here, this arc, this distance from here to the point number B, we are having distance which is same as AB, and we will making one arc and we will naming it point number D. So now we have the straight line between point number B and point number D. So now you can see that we are almost done with our square, because our line AB from A to point number B, the same dimension, whatever this dimension, which is same as this dimension. In our initial method we have understand this. So this both the sides are equal. So AB equals to AC. Now AB also equals to BD. So we are having four different points: point number A, point number B, point number C, and point number D. And these four sides, when we are joining, we will have this square. Now for making the hexagon using the same method, this time we will follow the procedure with the center point 6. So for making the hexagon, we will select point number 6 as a center. Why 6? Because hexagon having the 6 side. So the initial steps will be the same. This distance A to B, perpendicular A to C, then this straight line, this arc, and the bisector. This is going to be the same step. Now 6 as a center, we are having 6 to A. From 6 to this point number A, we will have the radius and we will make the circle. So this is our circle, which always pass from point number B. In the next step, we will have the dark line A to B, because A to B is one of the side of your hexagon. Step number 2, now point number B, which is on the circle, we will make an arc of distance AB and we will name it B1. So B is the center. We will make an arc. So this is going to be your arc, and from B to this arc the distance will be of AB, and we will name it B1. The same step we will follow, but this time B1 will be the center. So this B1 is going to be the center, and again we will make an arc on this circle and we will call it B2. The same procedure we will follow again. Now B2 will be the center and we will make an arc of the distance AB, and the point we will call B3. Now in the next step, B3 will be the center. We will make an arc. So this is from B3 we are making an arc of the distance AB, and the point we will call B4. And at last, if you are taking B4 as a center and if you want to make an arc of the same distance AB, then this arc will be here. It will pass from point number A, and that is the surety of your figure that you are going right. If it is matches the point number A, then and then only you are on the right track. So now we can have point number B to B1 as a dark line, B1 to B2 as a dark line, B2 to B3 as a dark line, B3 to B4 as a dark line, and at last if you are joining B4 and A, your hexagon is ready. So this is your hexagon having 6 equal sides, and the dimension of each side is AB. Now suppose you want to draw the pentagon, then we need to find out the center point of the line 6 to 4. And that's the reason in this video at the starting I have explained how to find out the point number 5. So we will find out the center point of the 6 to 4 and we will call it point number 5. So now you understand why I have explained that portion of dividing line 6 to 4 into two equal parts and make them the number 5. So now we will have point number 5 as a center because we are going for the pentagon, and pentagon having the 5 equal sides. The method will be the again same. Keep 5 as a center. So this is going to be my center. The radius will be 5 to A. This is my radius and I am going to make the circle. So this is going to be my circle for the pentagon. You can see that it is passing from the point number B. Again, we will have the dark line A to B as it is one of my side of pentagon. The same procedure I will follow. I will take point number B as my center and I will make an arc of the distance AB on my circle. So this time this arc again having the AB as a center and I am making the arc on a circle. I will call B dash. Again the same method I will follow. I will keep B dash as a center, again the same distance A to B, and I will make one more arc and I will call it B double dash. The same procedure we need to follow. Now B double dash is going to be your center. So B double dash is going to be my center. This is the arc of the same distance AB and we are having B triple dash this point, and at last if you are making the arc from the B triple dash as a center, you will have point number A. This is the point number A. My arc will be passing from point number A, and that is the surety of your accuracy that you are going on a right path. So if we are joining all the lines starting from the AB and then point number B to B dash, B dash to B double dash, B double dash to B triple dash, and B triple dash to point number A, then your pentagon is ready. You can see that 5 sides, 5 equal sides, and 5 number is the center point of your pentagon. So suppose in your future, if someone asks you to draw the heptagon or an octagon, you need to follow the same procedure. Just find out the point number 7, that will be somewhere here. As I said, it would be above the point number 6. So this is going to be your point number 7. Keep this point number 7 as a center. Make the radius 7 to A and draw the circle and follow the same procedure. Make an arc of the distance AB on the circle. You will have the heptagon. If someone wants octagon, then you will have here point number 8. This is going to be your point number 8. And point number 8 to A, you will have the radius and you will draw the circle. If someone wants triangles and below the point number 4, you will have the point number 3. So this is how we are going to draw the different polygons using the universal method. Right now on your screen you are having the pentagon. Your pentagon is ready. You can use this method for making all the polygons. Just you need to follow the method properly. Thank you students for watching this video. Please like the video and subscribe my channel. I will come up with the more videos related to engineering graphic in future. Thank you so much.